Hey, I'm Dan. Welcome back to Vinyl Fury. I have some records to show, so let's just get right into it. This is the new album from Deftones, one of my all-time favorites. This is called Ohms, and this is the Deftones store exclusive with the reflective cover, which might show up on camera a little funky. And it's also on clear vinyl, which I often prefer. Looks great. And I'm sure that I expressed this when their last album came out, and I showed that it was a bit of a disappointment. There were a few songs that I really enjoyed, and then for the most part, it was just uneven, I guess, and it was just off. And the production was very disappointing. It did not sound good. It was tough to listen to, honestly, and I've really only listened to that all the way through, maybe 3 times, I think. This was great. It was so good to hear them more gelled, more cohesive, more of what people love about Deftones. It's heavy, it's very melodic. It's produced by Terry Date, who produced their first 4 albums, and hasn't worked with them since Self-Titled in 2003. He was working with them on the follow-up to that, but that album is still unfinished and unreleased because Chi died while they were making it. So having him back with them was an excellent choice, and the results are fantastic. Just much better sounding, much better production of the album all the way around. And the album is really loud. It's mastered very at a very hot level. YouTube has a normalization built in, and the first single was 8.5 decibels above their threshold, which I think is the loudest that I've ever seen. So that was disappointing, even though it still sounded pretty good. I could tell that for just a few decibels of headroom, there would be so much more impact. And normally, in modern vinyl pressings, I find that the difference between the vinyl and the digital is not that significant. It's usually not better. However, when I was listening to this in headphones, it did sound better to me. I'm not 100% sure if it's just my playback system that was giving it a little more weight, or if I would have to imagine that the output gain was lower into the limiter for the vinyl release. I would assume it would have to be, because I just felt a little more heft to it, especially in the bass. I heard more bass guitar than I did in the digital version, so I was very pleased about that. So I ordered it with a bundle, which I don't, if I've ever done, it's been a long time since I've done anything like that. So it came with this hoodie and this special version of the record, as well as this photo book with images from the studio, which was pretty cool. It all costs too much, definitely, but I am happy with this version of the record. I'm very happy with the record as it is, and yeah, it's great to hear Deftones really return. I was supposed to see them play last month, but of course that is postponed an entire year. So I'm very much looking forward to that. All right, so these next two are from a band that I've talked about, I believe, several times before. Animals as Leaders. This is The Joy of Motion, and it's their 3rd album. And originally I got this and the next one on CD because I was like, man, this is like heavy metal music. It's not going to sound that much better on vinyl. I might as well just get the CD. And I was perfectly happy with that for a while. Plus, this was really hard to get on vinyl when it first came out for some reason, and it was just too expensive, I thought, at the time. Recently, this was repressed, and it was a reasonable price, and I love this band, I love these albums, so I thought I'd give it a try. So this is a triple gatefold, And it's a double LP on clear with orange and green splatter, which matches the artwork very nicely. And this is The Madness of Many. Again, I just got this on CD, and I thought this sounded a lot better. The Joy of Motion was, again, mastered very loudly, and this was much more dynamic, and it really made a difference. There was much more punch, and the music just felt more alive, and I loved that they did that. So I figured this would sound pretty good on vinyl. But again, I just didn't go for it at the time. This is on a pretty cool yellow with a black inside, if they call that inside out. So yeah, both of these I was pleased with. They sounded good to me. I'm glad that I went for it. Pretty cool additions to the collection. It's been several years since they put out a new record, so I'm hoping that, especially during this time when they're not touring, that they're working on something new. So yeah, I'm going to keep it short for this one. And since I have everything set up, I'm going to go ahead and make a couple more at least. So I will talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your music.